I am baking, and I forgot to film the part of me making the crust, but I'm making an apple pie, so I can show you the aftermath. This is the aftermath. As you can see, I made a huge mess with the flour. It's simple, or sweet, simple vegan is what I'm following, and I found it on Pinterest, so I can include the recipe down below, but this is what the goal is. Currently, let me scroll back down to the recipe. I've done this with the crust, but currently I am peeling and thinly slicing apples, and then here are more apples. In the fridge, I've got the crust. I don't have any plastic wrap, so I used my beeswax wrap, and I'm holding it down with some fruit. But you're supposed to let it sit for 30 minutes in the fridge, so that's what's happening. But yeah, I will update soon.
Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree. Been wondering just what you mean to me. Oh, Christmas tree. Honestly, it's never been much of.
So this recipe calls for 4.5 cups of thinly sliced and peeled apples. I don't know how much 4.5 cups of apples is, but I think it's this much. I don't know, so I might, honestly, looking at it now, it doesn't seem like 4.5 cups, so I might just finish cutting up the rest of these apples, because it's only like one apple left essentially, and then hope that is 4.5 cups. But I, like, short of squishing them, don't know how to measure that, so stay tuned.
About you. Don't get me wrong, I think you're great.
Okay, don't mind the toaster in the corner. I'm getting crafty with how I place my camera. Hold on. Okay, that doesn't do much for lighting. But, so I've got what I think is 4.5 cups of apples. And I have to add in a 1/4 cup of sugar. It says raw cane sugar, but I don't have that. I just have regular sugar. A 1/4 cup of brown sugar, tightly packed. 3 tablespoons of unbleached all-purpose flour. 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. 1 teaspoon ground cinnamon. A 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So I'm gonna grab all of that.
Root of tradition we celebrate, but oh, Christmas tree. More than anything, it's all the people around you. My sister's here, my cousins too. My brothers flew in this afternoon. We're catching up. Oh, what a year. Oh, Christmas tree, I nearly missed you there. Don't get me wrong, you're a sight to see. With all faded photos of family, but oh, Christmas tree, no, you don't mean a thing without the joy that surrounds you.
So I took the dough out of the fridge and cut it into 2 as the instructions said. And I forgot that I don't have a rolling pin, so I FaceTimed my friend slash neighbor, Savannah, who is probably going to watch this video. So hey Savannah, thanks in advance. Panicking because I don't have a rolling pin, so she's bringing one over. And now I'm going to flour a clean work surface. I have a cutting board. I'll just pan down a cutting board out, and let me grab the flour. And And I'm just gonna sprinkle some flour, and I've cleaned the countertop multiple times today. So don't think that I'm just like putting dough on a countertop that isn't clean, because it's clean. It's clean, I promise. But so Savannah's coming over with the rolling pin, and then it didn't say to divide it in half, so I did it roughly in half. But if it's not supposed to be in half, I don't know what the measurements are supposed to be for the dough. Flour clean work surface and roll out half of the dough from the center to the edges, picking up and rotating the dough as you go. Be sure to keep working and rolling to prevent sticking. Wrap dough around rolling pin and unwrap it onto the greased pie pan, which is right over here, and gently press the crust into the pan. So I will be making the first, like the bottom crust first. Okay. And then for the second one, I'm going to use a pizza cutter to cut it into strips to create like the layering portion on top. And then I'll press them in. I'll like layer them, weave them over, and press them in after putting in the filling, and press them into the bottom crust. And then using a pastry brush, which I don't have, I'm supposed to put almond milk over it, but I think that's optional, so that will not be happening because I don't have a pastry brush. After some sheer panic and help from Savannah, this is the mess, and this is what it looks like. I think it broke right here, but I'm gonna, and I didn't have enough to do like another one right here, but it's okay. I'm gonna toss it in for about an hour or more depending, and hopefully it will look good.
Christmas tree.
It's looking so good.
Oh, a Christmas tree. Been wondering just what you mean to me. Oh, Christmas tree. Honestly, it's never been much about you. It's all of the people around you.